Hello, everybody. Uh, this is Khalid Al-Shaqsi from Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation in Sultanate of Oman, and I am in the Department of External Scholarships for the undergrad level, that is baccalaureate level. We are here in this department to implement the strategy of the Sultanate of Oman for sending students abroad to have different academic expertise and experiences from worldwide, bringing these young people back to Oman with decent education to support the economy of the country and the needs of different sectors. In this presentation, I'll be brief and I leave most of the talk for the discussions afterward, because like any other country with the same scholarship program, our program is not really complicated. It is just based on competition between young people who have got their national diploma, that is equivalent to Thanawiyya or A-level or IB, to compete for the scholarships based on what subjects they have selected and what they really want. So if we go quickly through the destinations we are sending to right now, for the undergrad level, we have the United States of America, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, Netherlands, France, Germany, and these two countries are in local languages like in French in France and in German in Germany. Then Cyprus, Jordan, Bahrain, and Malaysia. And Jordan is for the students with special needs. We have different schemes of scholarships, if we can call them. I'll go through them very briefly. And again, they are as simple as possible. The vast majority of our scholarships for the undergrad level are decided by studies, subject, and destination. We call them SSD. What do we mean by that? Is that students will have in their guidebook that offers all the scholarships for them. They will have to select codes or scholarships, they can with any name. The scholarship is decided by the destination and also a specific major, all of pool of majors under one knowledge field. And we'll go through the knowledge fields later in the presentation. Students will have to meet the minimum requirements set in that guidebook, and these minimum requirements are taken usually by universities. For example, we will ask for a specific mark in math and overall grade and whatever, based on each program and specialization. Students going for SSD will be covered with all academic requirements, including language if needed, and also foundation if needed, and of course the bachelor's degree. What are the universities used in this scheme of scholarships? These universities are usually decided or selected by the cultural attaché offices abroad, and if there is cooperation between these between the ministry or our representatives outside with these universities, based on fees, based on academic collaboration, feedback, understanding, ease of communication with these universities, then these universities will be welcome abroad on board. Sorry, for to be cooperating with the Ministry of Higher Education. And the initial link will be started between the university and the cultural attaché office in different destinations. And if we don't have a cultural attaché office, of course, the communication can be made directly with our department. The scholarships cover almost everything. Okay, the SSD ones. So in Oman, we have the OAAA, that is the Omani Academic Accreditation Authority, and they cluster the fields of knowledge and specializations in Oman, and they have health, natural and physical sciences, engineering and related fields, architecture and building, information technology, education, management and commerce, creative arts, and also students with disabilities. So we cover all these fields. So you can say we cover almost everything, any program on earth that responds to the needs of the Sultanate or also the desires of students can be covered in our scholarships at the undergrad level. The other scheme in our scholarships, we call them STEM and ISAM, and STEM briefly refers to science field, that is science, technology, engineering, and math, and then ESAM, education, education, arts, and also and management. S is social studies. Sorry. In these two codes, students can compete also based on minimum requirements set for every year. And after securing the seat, unlike the first scheme, which is SSD, students can choose destination and specific major. So if I am, for example, competing for STEM here, okay, I can just select this code, and then once the scholarship is allocated or given to me, I can choose any of the programs under this umbrella, this huge umbrella. At the undergrad level, I can choose the destination and also the university. However, we always encourage students in these two schemes to be enrolled in top universities in the world as long as they can, manage it. Cultural attaches usually help students with finding the proper universities and programs for them when the students decide what they want to do, and also where they want to do it. SSD usually, and this STEM and the SAM scholarships are not subject to any interviews or tests by the ministry. However, if they are asked by universities, then students will have to go through them anyways. And they also cover language foundation if needed, and also the degree program. We have like a cluster of medical, dentistry, and pharmacy programs in our scholarships. We have like specific and fierce competition for these programs because they are based on the demand of the Ministry of Health in Oman, or the health sector. And we have also to bear in consideration that these programs are not really easily available abroad. And I believe representatives from universities can also endorse that, because most of the countries allocate seats in medicine and dentistry especially for their local demand. However, we managed to have some careful and selected MOUs with certain universities, especially in the UK and Ireland. We can also add to them New Zealand, Bahrain, and Cyprus, whom they allocated some seats in medicine and dentistry for us, and we are really thankful for that. Our last scheme is called direct entry scholarships. We refer them to DES. Unlike all the previous schemes I mentioned earlier, this scheme does not cover any language or foundation component. What do we mean by that? We mean that students will have to apply to top universities in the world. They are amongst the 500 in QS rank prior to applying for scholarships every year. So they have to start communication with these universities early, like they have to start now, to secure an unconditional offer. If they are given conditional offers now, which is expected, they will have to wait till July. Then their offers to unconditional. And once they secure that type of offer, they can submit the offers through our electronic system and compete for the compete for the scholarships. So students will choose destinations as they wish, and they will also choose programs as they wish. We only ask for 85% or equivalent minimum in ثانوية marks or high school marks or equivalent. But the competition is really fierce. The seats are limited. So how are we going to choose the candidates if the candidates are more than the available seats? We will refer to their marks as a tiebreaker, and also the rank of universities in QS rank. In the last 2 years, we referred to Shanghai rank, but this year we are, this coming year, we are going to use QS as a benchmark, because it's going also to be used as a benchmark for our local universities to compete, to get into the international competition. We have overall 750 seats. We have had, 750 seats for this year, 2020, compared to double this number in the previous 8 years. And the cut in the seats is and the reason is obvious, I think, for everybody, is for the situation here in the country. Add to that, we always want to allow top students to get into our local universities, also to support these universities with quality inputs. How we select destinations? There are a variety of factors. Okay, amongst them are quality of university education. Of course, we are targeting quality, variety of programs, especially niche programs that are not offered here in Oman, and also capacity of universities. The easy travel and the visa procedures for each country. And it's not a secret that we have closed some destinations because they didn't have really easy visa and residency procedures for students. We have to close some destinations because of that. Safe environment, of course, is a factor. And also academic follow-up at ease. Again, sometimes the follow-up with or the system in some countries are not really helping us. That's why we also suspended some destinations for like 2 or 3 years. Then we brought them back on board after resolving these issues with them. That's about destinations. What about programs? How are we going? How do we select programs? We have market surveys in Oman, and that give indicators of what the market needs are. So we rely on them. Students' interests, as we said, for example, in the direct entry program, we're not relying on the market needs as much as we rely on the students' real interests. So they can choose anything as long as it is at the undergrad level. There is a demand of specific sectors, especially with education and health sector from in Oman, of course, with all the other sectors, but specifically these, we are in constant collaboration with these two sectors to provide them with qualified graduates, plus all the other sectors working in Oman: energy, transport, logistics, management. Name any sector, we respond to their needs whenever they have them. We also respond to the global trends and demand. For example, the industrial evolution and the IT bubbles or whatever. The cybersecurity now is a trend in the world. So we also respond to these global trends and demands. A scholarship. I mean, and of course, a scholarship. Sometimes it's only fees for some people, but in I mean, for us, it covers many things. It covers the annual fees for students, monthly allowance, and it differs from a country to another based on the living expenses in each country. It covers health insurance, annual return ticket, Muscat and destination, then Muscat, and a travel package that is given once to students prior to their first trip. It covers their visa fees. It covers accommodation for 7 weeks in hotels till they settle down there once they arrive. And there are also others, cargo books, sometimes mandatory materials, especially for medicine students who are asked sometimes to purchase some equipment. They are really expensive, so we cover them for them, and some other stuff here and there. But these are the main things that are covered by the scholarship. That was very briefly about scholarships in Oman. I mean, and as opposing all these things offered for students, students also are asked not to change anything they are not allowed to change their university. They are not allowed to change their programs, anything, without a written approval from the university, from the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation in Oman. We have a scholarship committee that has the power and the authority to approve any request submitted by any student regarding changing the nature of their studies. As we said, I mean, it is very simple, but it is very also competitive from the student's perspective to get one of these scholarships, especially now that the scholarships numbers have been cut from 1,500 plus to 750 this year. I hope that was clear for everybody, and I am happy to answer any question. Sorry, I lost connection for a while. Could you please repeat the question? Sorry. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, your own cost. Yeah, of course, you can take it. I mean, we are not going to cover it. Yeah, I mean, should I answer? Because I am ready to answer. I hope everybody. Yeah, I mean, as we said, the scholarship will cover fees for the undergrad level. If you are going, for example, to freeze your scholarship to go for some training or co-op or whatever it's called in every country, you can just put your scholarship on hold, go for your training, come back and resume your scholarship. It's okay, but nothing will be covered during that. So, in total, for 2020, we had 750 scholarships overall. Okay. For the coming year, we are not sure, but direct entry will be there, and the list of universities will be of direct entry. I'm talking about here will be announced shortly, today or tomorrow. For female, there is no differentiation. I mean, scholarships are based on students' marks. We don't give quotas for females or males. That is by law, by Omani law.